If you have diabetes, what you eat can save you, or it can silently harm you. That sentence may sound harsh, but it is the truth that millions of people live every day without realizing it. Many times, we believe that the most important things are pills, checkups, or even exercise. And of course, all of that is essential, but what you decide to put on your plate 3 times a day can make the difference between keeping your blood sugar under control or letting it shoot up and wreak havoc in your body. It is not about eating less or living in fear of food. On the contrary, it is about discovering which foods really help you, the ones that work for you and not against you. And the good news is that there are vegetables that not only nourish you, but also regulate, protect, and can even improve your quality of life in a quiet but very powerful way. Imagine that every meal were an opportunity to give your body the help it needs, without extreme restrictions or impossible to follow diets. Imagine feeling more energetic, without those sudden crashes that are so exhausting, and with the peace of mind of knowing that what you eat is not working against you. That is possible, and it all starts with simple choices, like adding certain vegetables to your daily diet. Today I want to share with you the 10 vegetables that specialists and science recognize as the most beneficial for people with diabetes. Each one of them has a unique role. Some help stabilize glucose, others improve insulin sensitivity, and several even protect organs that tend to suffer when diabetes is not well controlled, such as the kidneys, the eyes, or the heart. It is not just theory, it is about practical tips that are easy to apply in your kitchen and in your life. I promise you that by the end of this video you will not only have a list of vegetables, but also clear ideas on how to include them in your meals in a simple and delicious way. Because health should not be boring or complicated, and even less a punishment. Eating well can be an act of enjoyment as long as we know how to choose wisely. Before starting with this revealing list, I want to ask you a very special question. Leave me a comment down below and tell me, how many years old are you and from where are you watching this video? I would love to get to know you a little better and find out from which part of the world we are sharing this path toward a healthier life. When we talk about diabetes, many people think first of sugar, sweets, or forbidden desserts. However, what really determines how your body responds to glucose is the quality of the foods you choose every day. And this is where vegetables become true allies. Vegetables are much more than side dishes on the plate. They are natural sources of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and compounds that help regulate glucose metabolism. Fiber, for example, acts like a kind of natural brake. When you eat a vegetable rich in fiber, that fiber makes the absorption of sugar into your blood slower and steadier. Instead of having a sharp spike that later leaves you tired or hungry, your body receives energy gradually. That means fewer dangerous highs and fewer sudden crashes. Another key concept is the glycemic index. This index measures how quickly a food raises blood sugar levels. Most vegetables have a low or medium glycemic index, which means they do not cause those harmful spikes that doctors and people with diabetes fear so much. And there is an important detail. Not all carbohydrates are the same. A slice of white bread and a serving of broccoli have nothing in common in how they affect your body, even though technically both are classified as carbohydrates. Besides fiber and the glycemic index, vegetables are rich in micronutrients, those small components we often overlook but that are essential. Minerals such as magnesium and potassium help improve insulin sensitivity. Vitamins like C and K reinforce vascular health, which is usually one of the areas most affected by diabetes. And we cannot forget antioxidants, which fight chronic inflammation and protect organs as important as the heart, the eyes, and the kidneys. To help you understand how this works, imagine 2 different plates. The first is a plate of white rice with a piece of meat, with no vegetables. Shortly after eating it, your blood sugar level shoots up because white rice is digested very quickly and releases glucose almost immediately. Now, think of that same plate, but this time accompanied by a good portion of steamed broccoli and a spinach and cucumber salad. The fiber and water in the vegetables slow down digestion and make glucose enter the bloodstream in a more controlled way. The result is less stress for the pancreas and a longer-lasting feeling of fullness. That is how powerful the choice of a vegetable in your meal can be. It is not about eliminating what you eat, but about balancing it. Many times, simply adding a portion of vegetables can make the difference between stable glucose and a spike that silently damages your body. And this is only the foundation, because there are vegetables that, in addition to fulfilling these general functions, have special compounds that make them even more valuable for people with diabetes. They are true natural protectors that science has studied and that you can easily include in your daily diet. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the 10 vegetables that stand out for their ability to help keep blood sugar under control. I will explain what makes them special, how to eat them, and how they can improve your life if you make them part of your routine. And now, let us go with the first on the list. Vegetable 2. Broccoli. Broccoli is one of those vegetables that divides opinions. There are people who love it and people who hate it with all their might. But beyond personal taste, science gives broccoli a very special place when we talk about the health of people with diabetes. If you are looking for a food that truly works in your favor, even if it does not excite you much at first, broccoli deserves to be on your plate often. What makes it so special? First of all, broccoli contains a substance called sulforaphane. This natural compound has been widely studied, and the results are impressive. Sulforaphane helps reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, two factors that complicate life for those who have diabetes. But the most interesting part is that several studies have shown that this compound helps lower blood glucose levels, especially after meals. In other words, broccoli is not only nutritious, it also acts like a small natural regulator. Besides sulforaphane, broccoli is an excellent source of vitamin C, an essential nutrient for the immune system. In people with diabetes, vitamin C plays an extra role. It helps reduce damage to blood vessels caused by elevated sugar levels. Let us not forget that one of the greatest risks of diabetes is cardiovascular complications, and broccoli offers protection in that area. And of course, we cannot forget fiber. A serving of broccoli provides a good amount of both soluble and insoluble fiber, which means it helps keep glucose stable and improves digestion while providing a feeling of fullness. Eating broccoli not only helps you control sugar, it also prevents you from falling into unhealthy cravings because you feel satisfied for longer. How we cook broccoli is key to preserving its benefits. Boiling it too long can make it lose much of its nutrients, especially vitamin C. The best way to prepare it is steamed, quickly stir-fried in a pan, or even baked with a touch of olive oil. That way, you not only maintain its nutritional value, but also enhance its flavor. A simple recommendation is to cook it for a short time until it is firm but tender, and serve it with lemon or garlic to improve the taste and make it more appealing. For many people, broccoli may not be the most tempting vegetable. That is a truth that cannot be denied. However, it is also true that it is one of the best allies for the health of those who live with diabetes. And as often happens with great benefits, sometimes you have to give a second chance to those foods that we did not like when we were children. I want to tell you a simple example. Carmen became Carmen in English as well. A woman of 65 years old diagnosed with type 2 diabetes used to avoid broccoli because she did not like its taste. Her nutritionist insisted that she include it in her diet, even if only in small amounts. At first, she added it to soups and creams, almost disguised. Over time, she learned to bake it with spices and discovered that she could not only tolerate it, but actually enjoy it. After a few months, her glucose tests showed clear improvements, and she herself noticed that she felt more energetic and less tired after meals. So even if broccoli is not your favorite vegetable, it is worth giving it a place on your table. Because behind its simple appearance and that flavor many people find difficult, there's a true shield of protection against the most harmful effects of diabetes. And if you think broccoli is powerful, wait until you get to know the next vegetable on the list. It is so nutritious and beneficial that these days it has earned the title of superfood in many parts of the world. We are going to talk about curly cabbage, or as many people know it, kale. Vegetable 3. Kale or curly cabbage. For many years, curly cabbage or kale was an almost forgotten vegetable, considered humble and reserved for very simple dishes. However, over the last decade it has gone on to appear in headlines all around the world under the label of superfood. And although that term is sometimes overused, in the case of kale, it makes a lot of sense, especially for people living with diabetes. Kale is one of the richest sources of vitamin K, a nutrient that not only helps keep bones strong, but also plays an essential role in cardiovascular health. Remember that diabetes increases the risk of problems in the heart and blood vessels, so any support in that area is welcome. In addition, this vitamin helps proper blood clotting, reducing the risk of bleeding or complications in people with unstable sugar levels. But it is not just about vitamin K. Kale is packed with powerful antioxidants such as quercetin and camphorol. These compounds act against chronic inflammation, which is usually present in type 2 diabetes, and help protect cells from damage caused by free radicals. Put simply, kale helps your body stay stronger and more resistant to the wear and tear that diabetes causes over the years. Another fundamental point is fiber. Kale provides a combination of soluble and insoluble fiber that regulates digestion and slows the absorption of glucose, preventing sharp spikes after meals. It has also been shown to support the liver, a key organ in sugar metabolism. A healthy liver processes glucose better and helps keep energy levels more stable. That is why including kale regularly can be a quiet but constant support in your day-to-day life. Now, how can we include it in our diet without making things complicated? The good news is that kale is very versatile. You can use it raw in salads, mixed with cucumber and carrot to soften its flavor. It also works very well in quick stir-fries with a little olive oil, garlic, and onion. Another practical idea is to add it to soups or stews, where it softens and adds a nutritious touch without stealing the spotlight from other ingredients. And of course, we cannot forget green smoothies. A handful of kale, half a cucumber, a few spinach leaves, and a bit of lemon can become a refreshing and powerful drink to start the day. To show its impact, think of the story of Aurora, a woman of 68 years old with type 2 diabetes. For a long time, Aurora had problems with fatigue and slow digestion. A friend recommended that she try kale, even though she had never eaten it before. She began by adding a few leaves to her soups and later learned to stir-fry it with carrots and mushrooms. As the months passed, she noticed that her digestion improved and that her glucose levels were more stable, something that was confirmed in her medical tests. It was not magic, it was consistency and a simple change in her diet. Kale is, in short, proof that sometimes what seems new is simply rediscovering the wisdom of nature. It went from being a forgotten vegetable to becoming a star on the table of those who seek health and vitality. And for people with diabetes, it is an ally that deserves our full attention. And if kale already seems like a surprising vegetable, the next one on the list will show you that simplicity can also be powerful. We are going to talk about a light, inexpensive, and very easy to prepare food: zucchini. Vegetable 4. Zucchini. Zucchini is one of those vegetables that often goes unnoticed in the kitchen. Its mild flavor makes some people think it is boring, but in reality, that neutrality is one of its greatest strengths. It goes well with almost everything, adapts to many preparations, and most importantly, it is an exceptional ally for people living with diabetes. One of its main characteristics is that it is very low in carbohydrates while having a high water content. This means you can eat generous portions without worrying about a negative impact on your glucose levels. That combination of low calories and high satiety makes it a perfect food for weight control, which is fundamental in type 2 diabetes. Maintaining a healthy weight directly helps improve insulin sensitivity and reduce the load on the body. Zucchini is also rich in fiber, which helps slow the absorption of sugars and keep glucose levels stable after meals. It is a light vegetable, but at the same time filling, which prevents you from falling into unhealthy temptations between meals. In addition, since it is mostly made of water, it supports hydration and helps the proper functioning of the kidneys, organs that are often affected by diabetes. Another advantage is that zucchini can become a smart substitute for other foods that usually raise glucose. For example, there are preparations where zucchini is turned into spaghetti by passing it through a special grater. These vegetable noodles can replace traditional pasta, creating a tasty and much lighter dish. You can also use thin slices as the base for lasagnas instead of pasta sheets. In this way, you reduce the carbohydrate load of your meals without sacrificing flavor or texture. In practice, zucchini can be enjoyed in many ways: grilled with a little olive oil, in smooth creams that are easy to digest, in stews with other vegetables, or even stuffed with lean meat or legumes. Its versatility means you will not get tired of it if you vary the way you cook it. Let us remember the story of Rose, a woman of 73 years old who was looking for ways to control her glucose without feeling like she was constantly on a diet. Her daughter showed her how to prepare zucchini spaghetti with natural tomato sauce. Rose was surprised to see that she could enjoy a plentiful and delicious dish while keeping her sugar levels much more stable than when she ate traditional pasta. Over time, she began adding zucchini to soups and salads until it became one of the pillars of her diet. Zucchini shows that simplicity can be powerful. You do not need exotic or expensive foods to take care of your health. Sometimes, a vegetable as common and accessible as this one can become the key to feeling lighter, more satisfied, and with more stable glucose. And if we are talking about accessible, nutritious vegetables full of benefits, the next one on the list is perhaps the most popular of all: the carrot. Vegetable 5. Carrot. The carrot is probably one of the most recognized and most widely eaten vegetables in the world. Its bright orange color, slightly sweet taste, and versatility in the kitchen have made it the star of thousands of recipes. But beyond its popularity, the carrot is also a special ally for people with diabetes, as long as it is eaten in the right way. The first thing we need to consider is its glycemic index. Although the carrot has a naturally sweet flavor, its glycemic index is moderate, which means it does not cause a drastic increase in blood glucose when eaten in reasonable amounts. And when it is combined with other foods rich in fiber or protein, its effect on sugar is even more stable. The carrot is famous for its beta-carotene content, an antioxidant that the body converts into vitamin A. This nutrient plays an essential role in eye health, and remember that vision is one of the most vulnerable areas in diabetes. Problems such as diabetic retinopathy or vision loss are frequent complications, so including foods that protect the eyes is a smart strategy. Eating carrots regularly gives that extra protection that can make a difference over the years. There is an important detail, though. The way you eat them affects their impact on glucose. When eaten raw, their glycemic index is lower, and the body absorbs glucose more slowly. On the other hand, when they are overcooked, their starch changes, and glucose is released more quickly. This does not mean you cannot eat them cooked, but it is wise to do so in moderation and to combine them with other vegetables or proteins to balance the effect. In addition to caring for your eyesight, carrots help strengthen the immune system, improve digestion thanks to their fiber, and provide a feeling of fullness. They are easy to carry as a snack, whether in raw sticks or grated in a salad. They can also be part of soups, stews, or stir-fries, always remembering that it is best not to overcook them in order to get the most benefit. I want to share the experience of Xavier, a man of 62 years old who began to notice problems with his night vision. His doctor recommended that he review his diet and increase his intake of foods rich in beta-carotene. Xavier started adding raw carrots to his salads and making juices with cucumber and lemon. After a few months, he noticed a clear improvement. He could drive at night more safely and felt less fatigued at the end of the day. His glucose tests also showed stability, which gave him even more confidence in this simple change. Carrots remind us that nature offers us tasty foods that, besides being a pleasure for the palate, can become real preventive medicines. A vegetable so common and so present in everyday cooking can be a powerful tool to keep sugar under control and protect one of our most precious senses: sight. And speaking of colorful, antioxidant-rich vegetables, the next one on the list is the pepper, a vibrant food that brings flavor and health in every bite. Vegetable 6. Pepper. The pepper is one of the most colorful and versatile vegetables there is. It not only adds a special flavor to dishes, but it is also a true source of health for people with diabetes. Its great advantage is that it combines the best of several worlds. It is very low in carbohydrates, packed with antioxidants, and is an extremely rich source of vitamins that protect the body. Among its most notable nutrients are vitamins A and C. Vitamin A, derived from beta-carotenes, protects eyesight and strengthens the immune system, which is crucial for people with diabetes since their defenses often weaken against infections. Vitamin C, for its part, not only reinforces immunity, it also helps keep blood vessels in good condition, reducing the risk of cardiovascular complications, one of the main threats of poorly controlled diabetes. The antioxidants in peppers fight chronic inflammation and cellular damage. That silent inflammation is behind many problems associated with diabetes, from insulin resistance to the deterioration of vital organs. Including peppers in your diet is like giving your body a natural shield against that wear and tear. Another advantage of peppers is that, thanks to their low carbohydrate content, they can be eaten without fear of destabilizing glucose. Plus, because they are rich in water and fiber, they are filling without adding too many calories, which naturally helps with weight control. It is also interesting to note the differences between the various colors of peppers. Green ones tend to be more affordable and have a slightly bitter flavor, but they still provide fiber and antioxidants. Red peppers, on the other hand, are the sweetest and contain the highest amounts of vitamin C and beta-carotene. Yellow and orange peppers fall somewhere in between, with a milder flavor and a balanced supply of nutrients. Ideally, you should vary and take advantage of the benefits that each one offers, because together they form a rainbow of health. To preserve their properties as much as possible, it is important how we cook them. Excessive heat can destroy some of the vitamin C, which is very sensitive to high temperatures. That is why it is best to eat them raw in salads, cut into strips as a snack, or in quick preparations that do not require much cooking time, such as stir-fries or peppers roasted in the oven for a few minutes. Another excellent option is to add them to stews or omelets, since their intense flavor combines very well with other ingredients. Peppers are proof that healthy eating does not have to be boring. Their colors and flavors transform any dish into something attractive and appetizing, while delivering concrete benefits for your health. So the next time you see a pepper at the market, do not think of it only as a decorative ingredient. See it as natural medicine disguised as food. And if peppers already seem wonderful, wait until you get to know the next vegetable. Cauliflower has gone from being a forgotten food to becoming the base of many modern recipes that help control diabetes. Vegetable 7. Cauliflower. For a long time, cauliflower was seen as a not very appealing vegetable, with a strong flavor and a smell that not everyone liked. However, in recent years it has made a strong comeback thanks to its versatility in the kitchen and its enormous health benefits, especially for people living with diabetes. Cauliflower is rich in fiber and has a very low glycemic index. This means it is digested slowly, releasing glucose gradually and preventing those dangerous spikes in the blood. At the same time, because it is a light but filling food, it helps control appetite and maintain a healthy weight, which is critical for improving insulin sensitivity and reducing the impact of type 2 diabetes. One of the most attractive features of cauliflower is its ability to replace high-carbohydrate foods. For example, it can be transformed into cauliflower rice by grating its florets and cooking them briefly, creating a side dish that imitates rice, but without the excess carbohydrates. It can also be turned into the base for a healthy pizza, mixed with egg and spices, or into a puree as an alternative to potatoes. These substitutions are very useful for people who do not want to give up certain dishes but need to keep an eye on their glucose levels. In addition to fiber, cauliflower contains antioxidant compounds such as glucosinolates and vitamin C, which help protect the cardiovascular system and reduce inflammation. It also provides choline, an important nutrient for the functioning of the brain and the liver, organs that require special care in people with diabetes. The story of how cauliflower reinvented itself is interesting. What used to be a forgotten vegetable at the back of the market is now one of the most sought after by people who want to eat healthily without giving up flavor. Its versatility allows it to fit into salads, soups, stews, and even desserts, always adding a nutritious and light touch. An inspiring example is Teresa, a woman of 69 years old who had always struggled with her weight and, as a result, had trouble controlling her type 2 diabetes. Her nutritionist taught her to replace the rice in her meals with cauliflower rice. At first, she doubted it, but soon discovered that the difference in taste was minimal and that she felt much lighter after eating. Over time, she managed to lose weight and keep her glucose at much more stable levels. Cauliflower reminds us that it is not about giving things up, but about reinventing them. It is a vegetable that opens the door to new ways of enjoying food without putting your health at risk. Vegetable 8. Eggplant. Eggplant is a vegetable that many people look at with distrust. Its dark color and particular taste make some avoid it, but the truth is that it hides enormous potential, especially for those who want to keep diabetes under control. One of the most interesting features of eggplant is its richness in antioxidants, especially niacin, which is found in its purple skin. This compound helps protect cells from oxidative damage, which is crucial because diabetes speeds up that cellular wear and tear. In addition, niacin has a protective effect on neurons, which makes eggplant a food that not only cares for glucose, but also for brain health. But there is more. Eggplant contains compounds that help control the absorption of glucose in the intestines. In other words, when you eat it, your body receives the sugars from foods more slowly and in a more controlled way, which reduces sudden blood sugar spikes. This effect adds to its high fiber content, which also provides satiety and helps maintain more balanced digestion. Another plus of eggplant is its versatility in the kitchen. It can be baked, stewed, turned into creamy dips, or even used as a substitute for meat in some recipes. A delicious option is to slice eggplant, add a bit of olive oil and spices, and bake it until tender. It can also be stuffed with vegetables and lean meat, or added to stews along with zucchini and peppers, creating nutritious and flavorful dishes. Historically, eggplant has also had an interesting role in traditional medicine. In various cultures, it was used to help lower blood sugar levels long before modern studies existed. Today, science is beginning to confirm what popular wisdom already intuited. Eggplant is a food with special value for people who want to keep their glucose in balance. To illustrate this, let us think of Dolores, a woman of 75 years old who had never tried eggplant because she said she did not like it. Her granddaughter prepared a stew with eggplant, zucchini, and tomato. Dolores was surprised by the flavor and gradually began to include eggplant in her diet. Over time, she noticed she felt lighter after meals and that her glucose levels stopped fluctuating so much. It was not a dramatic change, but it was a real improvement that encouraged her to continue eating this vegetable. Eggplant shows us that sometimes the simplest and most affordable foods can become powerful allies. Its antioxidant power and its ability to regulate glucose absorption make it a vegetable that deserves a place on the table of anyone who wants to care for their health. And if we are talking about affordable, nutritious foods with proven benefits for digestion and glucose control, cabbage has a very special place. Vegetable 9. Cabbage is one of the most humble and inexpensive vegetables there is, but at the same time it is a true nutritional gem. For generations, it has been a staple food in many cultures, and that is no accident. Its contribution to health is enormous, and for people living with diabetes, it is a valuable and accessible aid. The first thing that stands out about cabbage is its richness in fiber, which regulates digestion and slows the absorption of sugars. This means that when you include it in your meals, you help your body process glucose more steadily, avoiding dangerous spikes. But it is not just about fiber. Cabbage also provides antioxidants such as vitamin C and sulfur compounds that protect against inflammation and strengthen the immune system. One especially important aspect is its effect on the intestinal microbiota, that is, the good bacteria that live in your gut. There is more and more research confirming that a healthy gut plays a fundamental role in glucose control and in preventing diabetes complications. Cabbage, thanks to its fibers and fermentable compounds, feeds that microbiota and keeps it active and diverse. This effect is even stronger when we eat fermented cabbage, such as sauerkraut. Fermentation not only improves the vegetable's digestibility, it also multiplies beneficial probiotics. Including a small portion of fermented cabbage regularly can strengthen your digestive system and improve blood sugar regulation. Cabbage is also very versatile in the kitchen. It can be eaten raw in salads, grated with carrot and cucumber, or cooked in soups, stews, and stir-fries. Its mild flavor makes it easy to combine with other vegetables, lean meats, or even legumes. And best of all, it keeps well for a long time, which makes it an economical and practical option for any home. A good example is Henry, a man of 70 years old who was always looking for ways to improve his diet without spending too much. He discovered sauerkraut at a local market and started adding small portions to his meals. Over time, he noticed better digestion, less bloating, and more stable glucose levels in his daily checks. All this with a simple, cheap, and easy-to-find food. Cabbage teaches us that you do not have to spend large amounts of money on exotic foods to take care of your health. Sometimes, what we really need has always been on our table, waiting for us to value it as it deserves. And if cabbage already seems like a surprising ally, wait until you get to know the last vegetable on our list, which brings freshness, hydration, and extra support for keeping glucose under control. Cucumber. Vegetable 10. Cucumber. Cucumber is one of the freshest and lightest vegetables there is, and although it is often used simply as a side dish in salads, it actually plays a very important role for people with diabetes. Its main strength lies in its composition. It is very low in calories and contains a large amount of water, which makes it a hydrating, filling food that is completely safe for keeping glucose under control. Thanks to its water and fiber content, cucumber helps slow digestion and allows glucose to be released more steadily into the bloodstream. This means that instead of suffering sudden spikes after a meal, the body receives energy gradually. In addition, its low-calorie content makes it ideal for people who want to control their weight, a key factor in type 2 diabetes. Another advantage is that it is perfect as a healthy snack. Instead of turning to crackers or sweets that raise sugar, a few slices of cucumber with lemon and salt can satisfy hunger without any risk. You can even prepare cucumber sticks together with carrot or pepper, creating a fresh, crunchy, and nutritious snack. It is important to highlight that many of the benefits are found in the peel, where much of the fiber and antioxidants are concentrated. Therefore, it is best to eat cucumber without peeling it, always washing it thoroughly before eating. That way, you take full advantage of its potential to hydrate you, nourish you, and help keep your glucose under control. A simple example is Julius, a man of 67 years old who had the habit of eating salty crackers between meals. After replacing them with cucumber and carrot sticks, he not only reduced his sugar cravings, but also noticed much more stable glucose levels. That small change helped him feel lighter and more energetic throughout the day. Cucumber, although it may seem like a modest vegetable, is a powerful tool to keep you hydrated, full, and protected against sugar fluctuations. How to combine them and make them part of your life. We have now gone through a list of 10 vegetables that are true allies in the fight against diabetes, but knowing them is not enough. The most important thing is to incorporate them consistently into your daily life. The key is not to eat them once a week, but to make them a regular part of your table. One of the simplest strategies is to include them in salads. Combining green leaves like spinach or kale with grated carrot, cucumber, and pepper is a fresh and delicious way to eat several of these vegetables at once. Another option is soups, a zucchini cream, a stew with eggplant and cauliflower, or a spiced cabbage soup or comforting dishes that also help stabilize glucose. You can also use them as side dishes instead of heavier options. Rather than serving a meal with white rice or potatoes, try cauliflower rice, an eggplant puree, or zucchini spaghetti. These changes not only reduce the carbohydrate load, they also add fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. When it comes to shopping, it is best to choose fresh, seasonal vegetables, which tend to be more affordable and flavorful. Wash them well, store them in suitable containers, and if possible, prepare portions in advance so that you always have ready-to-use options. Another practical tip is to keep some vegetables, such as broccoli or spinach, frozen. That way you will never have an excuse not to include them, even on busy days. Remember that consistency is the key. Eating spinach once a month will not change your glucose levels. What truly makes a difference is including these vegetables day after day in a natural and varied way until they become an inseparable part of your diet. We have reached the end of this journey through the 10 vegetables most recommended for people with diabetes. Spinach, broccoli, kale, zucchini, carrot, Pepper, cauliflower, eggplant, cabbage, and cucumber. Each of them offers unique benefits, but together they form a powerful shield that helps keep glucose in balance, protect vital organs, and improve your quality of life. It is not about banning foods or living in fear of what you eat. It is about choosing better, about discovering that nature offers us delicious and healthy options that can be the foundation of a fuller life. Every vegetable on this list is a simple tool you have within reach, without complications and without the need for impossible diets. I want you to keep a very clear message. Your diet can make a difference in your life. What you put on your plate each day can bring you closer to health or take you further away from it. And the good news is that you can always choose. Your decisions, even if they seem small, have a huge impact on your well-being now and in the future. Taking care of your health starts on your plate, but also in your daily choices. Every salad, every stew, every healthy snack is an opportunity to show yourself that your life has value and that your well-being matters. And now I want to ask you something. Tell me in the comments which of these vegetables you eat most often and which one you would like to include more frequently. I will love to read you and learn from you. Do not forget to share this video with someone who might need it and to subscribe so you can keep receiving practical tips that help you live better.